जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Rama Rama Hare Hare जय राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधे जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शना जय गौरांग निताय गौरांग निताय गौरांग निताय जय गौरांग निताय जय बालाजी भगवान बालाजी भगवान बालाजी भगवान जय बालाजी भगवान जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ISKCON BBT फाउंडर आचार्य शिल प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय मथुरा धाम की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय द्वारकापुरी धाम की जय गंगा मैया की जय यमुना मैया की जय भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय शिला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय हरिनाम पवित्र पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। हरे कृष्णा। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम, कैंटो 6, चैप्टर 9, टेक्स्ट नंबर्स 45 and 46. 45 has no purport. We'll recite 45 as well as 46. So sorry, is it 46 and 47? and 47, sorry. श्रीशुक उवाच अथैवम् इडितो राजन् सादरं त्रिदशैर्हरि स्वम् उपस्थानम् आकर्ण्य प्राहतन् अभिनन्दितः। श्रीशुक उवाच अथर्वम् इदितो राजन् सादरं त्रिदशैर्हरि स्वम् उपस्थानम् आकर्ण्य प्राहतान् अभिनन्दितः। श्रीशुक उवाच अथैवम् इडितो राजन् सादरं त्रिदशैर्हरि स्वम् उपस्थानम् आकर्ण्य प्राहतान् अभिनन्दितः। श्रीशुक उवाच, Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, word by word translation and translation by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Atha, thereafter, evam, in this way, iditaha, being worshipped and offered obeisances. Rajan, O king, sa adaram, with proper respect. Tridashe, by all the demigods from the higher planetary systems. Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Swam Upasthanam, their prayer, glorifying Him. Akarnya, hearing. Praha, replied. Tan, unto them, the demigods. Abhinanditaha, being pleased. Translation. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued, O King Parikshit, when the demigods offered the Lord their sincere prayers in this way, the Lord listened by His causeless mercy. Being pleased, He then replied to the demigods. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Pritoham va surashreshta Madhupasthana Vidyaya Atmaishwarya Smriti Pumsam Bhaktischaiva Yayamayi. Like to repeat? Surashreshta Madhupasthana Vidyaya Atmaishwarya Smritim Pumsam Bhaktischaiva Yayamayi. Pritoham va Shurashreshta Madhupasthana Vidyaya Atmaishwarya Smriti Pumsam Bhaktischaiva Yayamayi. Pritoham svaha surashreshta मदुपस्थान विद्यया आत्मैश्वर्य स्मृतिं पुंसां भक्तिश्चैव यया मयि. वैष्णवीस. प्रीतोऽहं वसुश्रेष्ठा मदुपास्तान विद्यया आत्मैश्वर्य स्मृतिं पुंसां भक्तिश्चैव यया मयि. श्रीभगवान् उवाच प्रीतोऽहं वसुरश्रेष्ठा मदुपास्तान विद्यया आत्मैश्वर्य स्मृतिं पुंसां भक्तिश्चैव यया मयि. Word by word translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Pritah, pleased, Aham, I, Vah, of you, Surashreshtaha, O best of the demigods, Mat Upastana Vidyaya, by the highly advanced knowledge and prayers offered unto me. Atma Aishwarya Smriti, remembrance of the exalted transcendental position of me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pumsam, of man. Bhakti, devotional service. Cha, and. Eva, certainly. Yaya, by which. Mai, unto me. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O beloved demigods, you have offered your prayers to me with great knowledge, and I am certainly most pleased with you. A person is liberated by such knowledge, and thus he remembers my exalted position, which is above the conditions of material life. Such a devotee is fully purified by offering prayers in full knowledge. This is the source of devotional service to me. Purport. Another name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Uttama Shlok, which means that he is offered prayers with selected verses. Bhakti means Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, chanting and hearing about Lord Vishnu. Impersonalists cannot be purified, for they do not offer personal prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though they sometimes offer prayers, the prayers are not directed towards the Supreme Person. Impersonalists sometimes show their incomplete knowledge by addressing the Lord as being nameless. They always offer prayers indirectly, saying, you are this, you are that, but they do not know to whom they are praying. A devotee, however, always offers personal prayers. A devotee says, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Govinda, unto Krishna. That is the way to offer prayers. If one continues to offer such personal prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is eligible to become a pure devotee and return home back to Godhead. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. It's my sincere gratitude that you have engaged me in your seva. Thank you very much. I'm not qualified to talk on such exalted topic as prayers, but I'll try to repeat what Srila Prabhupada, Gurus and Acharyas have instructed us on this mood of prayers. Here, the demigods have been praying to Lord Vishnu. Up to 9th canto, except the first canto, where Kunti Maharani is praying to Lord Krishna directly, two-handed Krishna, Swayam Rupam. While in the rest of the cantos, up to 9th canto, we see the prayers are directed towards Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu. In 10th canto again, we see the prayers offered to Lord Krishna. And again in 11th canto, Lord Narayan or Narayan Rishi. In fact, there are about 12 chapters entitled prayers in 12 cantos of Bhagavatam, starting with prayers of Queen Kunti in the first canto, the third canto, Brahma's prayers for creation, Hamsa Guhya prayers of Daksha, then 10th canto, Brahma Vimohan Leela, then Markandeya Rishi's prayers for Nar Narayan Rishi, etc. There are about 12 chapters. Besides that, there are subsections. When a devotee is liberated or when he has a direct vision of the Lord, then he prays. We see here Muchkunda's prayers, demigods' prayers. This section is demigods' prayers. In 10th canto, I think 3rd or 4th chapter, Devastuti. Personified Vedas, the whole chapter again. Big chapter, very difficult to understand, for me at least. So much philosophy. 90 or some verse, so many verses. 81th chapter, I think. Longest chapter in that section. Difficult, he might be able to understand. So, and subsections. Devaki's prayers, demigods' prayers, Vasudeva's prayers, so many prayers. Gajendra's prayers is one of the another chapter. So what are the prayers? And why do we pray? Now, whoever, as per Srila Prabhupada's instruction and the parampara, whoever sits on the Vyasasana, follows in the footsteps of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we recite prayers, we invoke the mercy in a submissive mood and hopefully with love, which I lack. And our submissive mood also I lack. So we pray, because in bhakti, causeless mercy is very, very important. Our endeavors are important, but the endeavors are fructified when Guru and Acharyas empower us with Krishna's mercy. That is the beauty of spiritual knowledge. And this is against the mundane concept, where you say, oh, you can get all your strength, knowledge, etc. through your own efforts. So that's why it becomes very difficult to align bhakti's philosophy with mundane philosophy. And that's why sometimes, even though we are in bhakti, our mundane concept of I and me, name, fame, and prestige surface up sometimes. Because, at least for me, I'm a sadhaka. That's why here, Srila Prabhupada translates and then translation is very important instruction in the translation itself. Such a devotee is fully purified by offering prayers in full knowledge. It gives us two important instructions. Prabhupada and even Krishna considers a person a devotee whenever he offers the name of Krishna. We see that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. First class Vaishnav, second class Vaishnav, and third class Vaishnav. Uttam Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Kanishta Adhikari. We all know about how Lord Chaitanya is describing each time in 3 consecutive years, the definition of a Vaishnav, a devotee. Here, the same thing is instructed by Srila Prabhupada to us. So whoever is wearing a dhoti kurta, who is offering prayers, whoever he is, background is not important. The consciousness and mood is important. He comes in front of the deities and prays in his own way. Krishna, as well as Acharyas, they consider him or them as devotees. Akama sarva kamova, moksha kama udaradhi, tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta paramam param. So we may have desires, or we may not have desires. Kama, akam, moksha kam, whatever it is, Krishna is so merciful. E yathamam prapadyate, he reciprocates. So the first instruction that we see from here is whoever comes in the temple, and whenever he comes to the temple, he comes in a prayerful mood for that particular time. He may behave outside whatever in his own way. But when he comes to the temple, when he sees this atmosphere, this wonderful atmosphere, as Prabhupada called the temple Vaikunthas. So when he comes here, he is always prayerful. And then for us, they are devotees. And that's why there is, with respect, under Adaram has come in the earlier shloka. And then Prabhupada says, so they may be devotees, but even in devotees, as Kapil Dev instructs Mother Dehuti, there are 81 types of devotees. And broadly we know Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. So, bhakti starts from prayers. You pray because you have a desire for something. Tivrena bhakti yogena. that intensity is very, very important. Tivra. Maybe initially material, but Krishna is Hare. He knows how to deal with such a devotee who is neophyte. And if the devotee is sincere, Krishna will deal with him in that accordingly. And Krishna is so great and so Bhaktavatsal, he can also make him a pure devotee. So Prabhupada says, such a devotee is fully purified by offering prayers in full knowledge. What is that full knowledge? What is the essence? Vedesha sarve aham eva vedyo. Vedanta krit vedvid eva chaham. Srila Prabhupada asked little Saraswati, who is Krishna? Supreme Personality of Godhead. And those jnanis with whom, or scholars, panditas, who had come to discuss with Srila Prabhupada, they could not define who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Krishna. Complicated mind, too much knowledge sometimes puts us in illusion, in a speculative mood. Simple. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mataha sarvam pravartate. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Full stop. Krishna is the sambandha gyan. Abhideya gyan, prayojan gyan. The need-based gyan that requires for a foundation in bhakti. Jnana karmadi anavrutam. That's what Rupa Goswami Pad described the definition of pure bhakti. Anya bilashita shunyam, jnana karmadi anavrutam. Accept what the Bhagavatam says. And move on. But we see here the demigods. And Krishna is so wonderful, so compassionate. If you must have heard all previous sections. Why are the demigods praying? They have a motive. They want Krishna to incarnate, or Vishnu to incarnate, so that he kills Vritasur. They are not ahituki prayers, pure devotional prayers. Once, Gaur Kishodas Babaji, the spiritual master of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, was approached by one person. He said, Swami Maharaj, Babaji, I want to know how I can develop love for Krishna. And Gaur Krishna Babaji is known for his very cryptic answers. He said, Athanni, 8 annas. The devotee or the person was confused. 8 annas. What is 8 annas? He said, again said, Athanni. He said, how do I, he said he might not have heard him properly. He said, how do I develop love for Krishna? Athanni. There was about maybe 100 years back. Athanni, please clarify. Then Gaur Kishore Babaji said, go to the market. Narottam Das Thakur, our Acharya, has written a book, Prarthana. Books full of bhajans. And another book is Prema Bhakti Chandrika. Go to the market or a devotional bookstall and buy that Prarthana. And with focused, tender heart, try to repeat those Prarthanas, those bhajans, and you will develop love of Krishna. As simple as that. But we have a complicated mind. That's what Prabhupada also said. These bhajans of our acharyas are like Vedas. They give us the essence. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada talks about Krishna as Uttama Shlok. And he mentions the shloka which Prahlad Maharaj recited when his father Hiranyakashipu asked him second time, what you learned in the school? You go to in school for learning knowledge. And Prabhupada in the purport says, a school can give you mundane knowledge. As Shand and Amark were trying to give to Prahlad, the mundane knowledge. This is your friend, this is enemy, this is diplomacy, how to behave. But Prabhupada says, he had already absorbed the spiritual knowledge given by his spiritual guru, Narad, Lord Narada, when he was in the womb of Mother Kayadu. And he recited, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktischan Navalakshanam Kriyeta Bhagavati Adha Tan Maye Adhikam Uttamam. 9 aspects of Navavida Bhakti. And Prabhupada gives us a concession. You don't have to do all aspects of the 9 Navavida Bhakti. Even if you focus on one can go back to Godhead. One can become a pure devotee. That's what Rupa Goswami Pad also says. And Prabhupada also repeats what Rupa Goswami Pad says. And that's why, for our understanding, the examples are given. Who have become pure devotee by only practicing one aspect of this Navavida Bhakti. Shravanam, Parikshit Maharaj. Here we see Parikshit Maharaj being addressed by Shukadeva Goswami. Shravanam and Kirtanam. There are 2 beautiful examples. How to hear and how to glorify. Vishnu Smaranam, Prahlad Maharaj. Then Vandanam, prayers, we'll talk about that. Prayers. Archanam, Prithu Maharaj. Padasevanam, Lakshmi. Dasyam, Hanuman. Sakhyam, Arjuna. You all know. Atmanivedanam, Bali Maharaj. And all of this, Ambarish Maharaj. So why the examples are given? For us to get inspired. So these prayers are recited. So we see that 2 types of prayers. Pure prayers, just to please, to glorify, in a submissive, loving mood. You express your feelings. Ultimately, what are prayers? The choicest of the words. That's what Uttama Shloka. O Krishna, as Draupadi prayed, he just took, as Prabhupada said, names. Just the names of the Lord. O Govinda. Prabhupada, Govindam Adi Purusham. But how you say it? With full surrender, as Draupadi did? Or just to make a show to the outside world that I am also a devotee? Only Krishna knows that. We can't judge. So the expression of submission and love, prema pumartho mahan, which is coming from the heart, not the movement of the lips. That comes from the heart, which is trying to be purified. The heart has an intense desire to be purified. Or the devotee has that intense desire. So in that mood of learning as a student, he repeats what the previous acharyas have recited. There may be lalsamai prarthanas, there may be daina bodhika prarthanas, or some prarthanatmak. So there are three different types of moods. One is some prarthana is glorifying the Lord. The Lord has unlimited qualities, unlimited pastimes. His beauty, His form, and each form, lotus feet, lotus hand, His face, lotus face, can be, an acharyas have prayed on those individual aspects. So much depth. Or Daina Bodhika, sincerely expressing what you feel within. And that's our mood of acharyas. I am the patit. Or lalsamai prarthana, hankering for seva. But that shows the mood. So here we have seen the mood of demigods. So demigods, depending on situation, have different moods. In 10th canto, Deva Stuti is a pure devotional service. They just go on glorifying Krishna, baby Krishna. They know that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no tinge of material aspects. But some of their other prayers, like in this section, or in churning of the milk of ocean, they express some desire. And Krishna or Vishnu does reciprocate the kama sarva kamova. So this is a big inspiration for us, because I am not pure. Many of you are. So this is the way. What is more important is sincerity and transparency to understand the devotional aspect, understand the position and the relationship of me with Krishna through prayers. The expressive feeling, that's called rasa, emotions. That's why in Bhakti, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us 5 types of rasa. Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. He elaborated on those rasas. So now you see Navavida Bhakti, who is the epitome of prayers? Akrura. Gopis called him Akrura. Your name is not Akrura, you are Krura. You have deprived Krishna from us. There is a pastime. But it's Akrura, a epitome of Vandanam. Why Rupa Goswami Pad tells us that he represents the pure prayerful mood. And that's what our acharyas have explained. In the 10th canto, 38th chapter, 39th chapter, and I think 40th chapter, 3 chapters, correct me if I am wrong, deal with Akrura. How he is instructed by Kansa to go to Vrindavan to bring Krishna and Balram to Mathura. And Akrura is very, very happy. He feels himself very fortunate. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, in their commentaries, on the first 10 or 12 shlokas, we'll restrict to that, 10 to 12 shlokas of the first, of the 30th chapter, which tells us the mood of Akrura. What is that mood that makes him so special? The first, I'll just highlight some of the important words in that. I cannot recite all the shlokas. I don't have good memory. So I'll just recite some of the shlokas, highlighting the aspects. First, Bhaktim Param Upagata. So, our acharyas explain. So he was totally absorbed in submissive, loving, devotional service. As soon as he heard that I have to go to Vrindavan and meet Krishna and Balram, he, in his heart, there's an explosion of devotion and love. Ultimately, what is devotional service? It's the expression of love. And in that absorption, he prepared that new chariot, totally focusing on Krishna. He also lost count of how fast he's traveling or how slow he's traveling. He reached Vrindavan in late evening. But bhaktim param upagata, a deep sense of devotional service. That I want to practice. I have been associating with Kamsa, the demonic personality. I have been following, taking up his instructions. But something good has come. So Krishna, you are so merciful, you are so kind. You are giving me an opportunity to see you, to see your lotus beautiful face. So bhaktim param upagata. That explosion of devotion in his heart. By hearing about Krishna, by thinking about Krishna. So Shravan and Kirtan and Smaran are also necessary for Vandanam. Bhagavad Vidhi is, these parts are Bhagavad Vidhi. Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran are necessary for Pancharatrika Vidhi. Vandanam, Archanam come in Panchar. But there also we recite prayers. Prabhupada harmonizes that so beautifully. Everywhere there are prayers. So, then he goes further. Next shloka. Drakshami adya keshavam. Today I will be meeting Keshava, Lord Keshava, that eagerness. Oh, what have I done? Have I done so much? Agyat Sukruti? Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti? What are my qualifications? I don't have any qualifications. Have I done some auspicious piety? Have I done param tapa? So much hard austerities? Arhate? Have I been worshipping with intense focus? Or have I given dattam, charity? What are these? I don't know. But I feel I am qualified because I am in order to go. And what is the result? I will see Keshavam, that eagerness. I will see. As Mukunda, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells him, you will see me or meet me after millions of births. Yes, I will see. He's dancing. So that is the mood of Akrura. Dakshami adya keshavam. So what have I done? I have no qualifications. But somehow or other, by somebody's mercy, he may be demon, like Kamsa, but he has given me this qualification. So we don't know who will give us, who will qualify us. Prabhupada said that you have no qualifications, I have given you all your qualifications. So we have no qualifications. So without qualifications, we try to repeat the words of acharyas. The third, Vishayatmano durlabham manne uttama shloka darshanam. I am deep in sense gratification, Vishaya Atmano. And even then, Krishna is so merciful. Uttama shloka darshan. He is giving me his darshan. Akrura is overcome with humility. As all our acharyas are. They call themselves Patita Pavan. I'm the most fallen. Their bhajans, their behavior, yes. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. I'm a worm in a stool. Rupa Goswami Pad Sanatana Goswami path. We are worse than Jagai Madhai. It's not that repeating lips movement. These words are coming from their hearts. So, subdued with and overcome with humility. It is rare that I am so much materially engrossed, so much materially absorbed, and even then Krishna is willing to give me his darshan. Oh, how nice. I'm so fortunate. Brahmand Brahmite ko na bhagyavan jeev. Fourth, Adamasya api syad eva achyuta. I'm so Adam. See how he considers himself. What is this consciousness? Adamasya. So he is realizing a deep sense of humiliation. Because he has been so far speculating as per his understanding. He is pure devotee, but he's saying, oh, I have been trying to speculate that yes, I have been qualified, I have been sincere, I have been doing piety or tapa. May not be. So he's ashamed of his thought process, independent thought process. With his dedication, with his intelligence and determination and thought, he is embarrassed. It is kindness of Krishna, and then he says, I'm so sinful, adhamasya. But then he's positive again. He's wavering between, like oscillating. Yes, even a conditioned soul who is carried away by the flow of time, hopefully can reach the shore. Maybe it's my case. So I have to be positive. I'll go on. Yes, I'm wavering, but let me now come to the positive side. Mam adya amangalam nashta. So this is now thought process of thinking about Krishna. What is it doing? It is removing all unauspicious things in my, destroying all inauspicious things in my life. Even that serving of Kansa, demon, is inauspicious. That all will go away. Krishna will not consider that, oh, he is my enemy's messenger. Krishna will see in my heart. My heart is full of love for Krishna. Not only Krishna, Balram and all his friends and cows, Tadiyas, Mad Bhakta Puja Bhyadika. All of you also represent Krishna's Tadiyas. So the another lesson for us that we should glorify, respect, talk nicely about each other. Then only Krishna will be pleased. The Prabhupada has given us this facility, a beautiful Vaikunta. But in this Vaikunta, if you have material proclivities, if you are aspiring for name, fame and prestige and all, is Shrama evahi kevalam. So this, yes, Mam adya amangalam nashta. So we sometimes create amangalam in our life by our activities, by our loose talk. Sometimes by criticizing others, having that sense of, I'm talking of myself, having that feeling of superiority. Oh, I'm better than others. I'm more senior than others. I'm such a great counselor, etc. And here, Akrura has an exactly opposite view. I am the most fallen. I've been deep into these inauspicious things. I've been doing all this mundane sense gratification involved in serving Kamsa, the mood of Rupa and Sanatan. Born pure devotees, but think that you're not qualified to enter Lord Jagannath's temple. And then the last. Kanso adya akrutame iti anugraham. Even person like Kansa, who is a rascal, who is a demon, He has given me a chance, that his mercy on me. How come? Because Paramatma also resides in the heart of demons. So that's why Paramatma, Krishna, must have been instructing him. And for a change, Kansa must have listened to Paramatma. So he's sending me. The plans may be different, Kamsa's plans, but sending Krishna, Akrura, to Vrindavan. Wow! So what is Akrura seeing? The positive aspect. Because every person, a demon also sometimes has a good quality. Like Kamsa, believe in the truthfulness of Vasudeva. So they also have some, maybe in minute fraction, but do they have? Do you have? As you say, good dog and bad dog. Who barks more is fed more. So with this mood, that is his consciousness. Thinking himself unqualified, deep sense of humility, humiliation, eagerness, and respecting even demons. In that mood, he's thinking. And what extra he thinks? Is not that only plus then he's focusing on Krishna also. On his lotus feet. Oh, when I reach Vrindavan, the first thing I will do, I will not be able to see the lotus feet of Krishna, but I will see imprints of that lotus feet. And I will be able to know because they have got distinct marks. Elephant, goat, lotus, etc. And as soon as he sees that, what does he do? He jumps down from his ratha, chariot, and rolls with ecstasy. He's crying. Hairs are on end. He's trembling. All Ashtvikars have developed by just seeing those imprints. And he thinks, yes, when I will meet physically Krishna, I will pay my dandavats to him. And those lotus feet are the shelters of Lakshmi, Shivji, Brahma, Naradji. And again, our Acharya Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Ekono Bhujinu Prabhu. Je pad lagiya Rama, tapasya korila. Je pad lagiya Sira, Chivatva labhiya. Je pad paya Brahma, Kritartha hoila. Je pad Hridaye dhorila. So that's what he's reciting. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is remembering what is the mood of Akrura. They have been taken shelter of those lotus feet. How great and wonderful these lotus feet must be. So if they have taken the shelter, I should also take shelter of these lotus feet. And I will take the dust of that lotus feet. And I will preserve it. It's more very, very valuable. It's life and soul for me. The mood of the Lord himself when he appears as a devotee. When he goes to Kumarhatta, Lord Chaitanya, the birthplace of Ishwar Puri, his spiritual master, what is his mood? Oh, this dust. How precious, how valuable it is. It's my life and soul. So it collects some dust. And every day he honors it by eating it. That is the importance of this dust of the lotus feet. Not the lotus feet, the dust touched by the lotus feet. Then he remembers, oh, when I when I offer my dandavats, Krishna with his lotus hands will put his lotus hand on my head. The same very hands which empowered Purandar and Bali to become Indra. How wonderful are those hands. How beautiful. That's why Queen Kunti calls it. Namo Pankaja Nabhaya, Namo Pankaja. All Pankaja, Pankaja, Pankaja. Then he remembers Krishna's beautiful smile and his glance. Krishna's beautiful form. And in this consciousness, he approaches in the twilight. He sees Krishna and Balram, and what an ecstasy. Just by seeing them, how fortunate I am. He just repeats Krishna and Balram. He knows that they will forgive me. I have come as a messenger. Even though as a messenger of enemy, he knows my heart. This is the mood. What Acharyas explain, Prabhupada explains. And that's why Rupa Goswami Pad tells us that yes, it's not the mere words. We may be Pandit in reciting shlokas. But if there's an element of pride, I know so much. I know these shlokas so wonderfully. Like Keshav Kashmiri. But if, only you say Krishna, like Draupadi, or that Brahman from Srirangam, or the Brahman Patnis. Oh, Krishna has come, Krishna has come. We'll serve him, we'll give him all the bhogas. That's it, the feeling of love, feeling of surrender is an internal, important ingredient of prayers. Without any expectation. Pure devotional prayers, as we see in 10th canto, or sometimes in Gajendra's prayers, Draupadi's, or Kunti Maharani's prayers, etc. Pure devotional service prayers. And some of the prayers are mixed. Why Bhagavatam is telling us both? To tell us what we should try for, we should attain for, we should strive for. Pure devotional service. Because we are sadhakas, we are going through a phase. Some of you may be, right from the beginning, maybe in Prema Bhakti. But we are part of the Vaidhi Bhakti. So Vaidhi Bhakti means rules and regulations, following the practices. And sometimes we get confused also. So clearly what to do and what not to do, yam and niyam. Bhagavatam is very, very clear about that. That's why it discusses about demons also. But ultimately the mood is important. Rasa is important. So we see here in this prayerful mood, and even purport of Srila Prabhupada is Krishna is a person. Say Govinda. In that deep sense of humility, submission, karpanya, atmanikshep, yes, you can be for that particular moment. If that mood prolongs, yes, and for a pure devotee, that mood is satatam kirtayanto mam. Thank you very much for your patience. I am just repeating the words which I read, Srila Prabhupada's and some of the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's. I'm just trying to, just with whatever I heard, I'm just trying to repeat. Thank you very much for tolerating me. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Samaved Bhaktivinoda ki jai. It's 9:15. Okay, whatever. I want to please you. But if you are, one of you, those who are hungry, can leave also. You can have prasad. Yeah. But I have a, if I let you down, there's some other devotees here like, they will have. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
My question is that if you are coming in bhakti after developing some good qualities also, even though developing some good qualities, we are getting some bad thoughts and all. How can we avoid that, and what is the solution?
Satam prasangatmam avirya samvido. Be in touch, in association with such wonderful exalted devotees. Express to them share with them dadati pradigannati. And you also realize, because we are human, these thoughts will come. How long will you entertain those thoughts? When such thoughts come, discard them. Our acharyas give an example. Bharat Maharaj, how did he give up his attachment as we give up attachment to a stool in the toilet? That's he did. Right? So they are giving examples for us to, we cannot imitate them, but we can learn something from them. Right? I just mentioned one quality. So when such thoughts come, try to remove them. These thoughts will come. But it depends on for how long we entertain the thoughts. It is a question of thinking, and if you dwell on those issues more and more and more, that's dangerous. If you eliminate, like even chanting, the mind wanders, you bring it back. No? Simple, that's what we are trained. I'm unsuccessful, you're successful. That same thing. The ideas, thought processes will come. Remove them. Bring back the mind to the words of Bhagavatam. Right? It's a struggle. It's easy for me to talk, but I know how difficult it is. Are you satisfied? What's your name?
Arun.
Arun. Oh. Sun. Very nice. So we are as bright as the sun. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, thank you so much for explaining the mood of the prayers. Last so many days we have been hearing about the mood of prayers. So my question is, you mentioned one thing about that it's very important for us to respect, to nicely talk and glorify each other. That will please Krishna. So at the same time, we start doing some amangalam for us because of our loose talks or criticism. So I have burnt my hands in these things. So my question is, Prabhuji, when it comes to doing services or management, so the person who is involved is also dedicated from many years, and he has been concerned about the service for many years. So when it comes to the meetings, it appears for some amount of time it is not very sweet, because it is coming out of the concern to serve Krishna. At the same time, it appears that it is creating some amangal. So that time, is it okay to express in a strong way, or we should be like, you are like that, But when I engage, I was there managing whatever services I had. So for that period of time, it was very difficult to follow that, because time is not there. We have to get things done, etc. So how do we deal here? So we have to stick to the principle, or we have to be concerned about service and complete it, in especially the management forums, etc.
The management is a necessary evil, bad bargain. Otherwise, Prabhupada said organization and intelligence. That's why ISKCON runs on that management. That's why there's managerial structure and spiritual structure. Both are balanced. I'll give one example. When we are sick, sometimes we vomit, right? So when you vomit, one feels bad, good. So expressing whatever you feel is good, but it should be expressed in a closed room to the person concerned. In a nice, it depends on how you express it. You may be strong about it, but once you come out of it, you are free of the vomit. Don't repeat it outside. We repeat. We try to vomit again and again and again. That's bad. That means we are still sick. Vomit whatever you have in that particular meeting. Don't try to vomit outside. There will be people who will be cleaning it. There are so many kind devotees who will go on cleaning it. Sympathize with them also. Because they are cleaning the vomit. The sick person cannot, right? So we have to, it's a give and take. So I don't know the background in which you are asking the question, but this is my personal opinion. So, dadati pratigannati guhyam akyati prushyati. Deal with it. Because if you cannot express, then you will be agitated. So it's better, but then with respect. Even if you are angry one-to-one, okay, forget about it, after become friends again. Say sorry, okay. On the spur of the moment, I had no control of my tongue, fair enough, because all human. So there should be a definite norms for behavior. That's what I personally feel. Are you satisfied? Yeah, and you need devotees to clean the vomit also. Both are required. Yeah, there will be some devotees who are sick. They will be vomiting. There will be who are very mature and all. They will be cleaning the vomit. It's seva again. Everything is seva. In devotional service, nothing is good and bad. Everything is spiritual. The management also is spiritual if you consider it in that way. That's it. So, contain it. Then don't try to spread it. As virus is being spread. Don't do that. Thank you. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय.